90-day fiancé. I'm sure that Colt Johnson's in a dark place as he may lose his leg. His health problems are so serious. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Alina. Hope your day is so well. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. 90-day fiancé star Colt Johnson hasn't always been easy to love, but I'm feeling for him right now. As he faces the possible amputation of his leg, Colt is probably terrified. I'm a cochlear implant recipient, so I understand what it's like to become disabled. I lost most of my hearing, and then had some of it restored. However, I've never had to go through an operation as serious as the one that Colt might need. I think it's easy for most of us to imagine the horror and the dread that inevitably accompany a possible amputation diagnosis, but few of us can really feel his pain. Only those who've gone through the same thing can truly understand. It's a journey that so many people have had to take, including the beautiful runner and model Amy Mullins, who competed in the Paralympic Games. She had both legs amputated when she was a child. Colt may be very fragile right now. Life is testing him. Thinking about a possible amputation must be soul-destroying. If Colt's in danger of losing his leg, as John Yates reported, then he will be dealing with sleepless nights, stressful days, and dramatic mood swings. He might feel good sometimes when he's got his mind on other things. However, his thoughts will always return to what's looming in the distance. No one deserves this. Not even Colt, whose Peter Pan syndrome has been exhaustively showcased on screen. For Colt, life has been complicated. Relationships have been messy and much too transactional. First, he attempted to make things work with the fiery Brazilian Larissa Lima, who was clearly gold-digging with a vengeance. Her ulterior motives and wild fits of temper were two reasons why that romance was doomed. After Colt and Larissa split up, he moved on with Jess Caroline, but he wasn't emotionally invested in that relationship. He cheated on her with the woman he really loved, his friend, Vanessa Guerra. He went on to marry Vanessa, but they've split up. Pressures linked with the notorious monster-in-law Debbie did take their toll. However, Vanessa may have wanted to leave Colt for other reasons. He reportedly distanced himself from Debbie to try and save the marriage. That wasn't enough to keep them together. Colt re-injured his leg. Some hot tea about his post-injury life's been spilled. In Mexico, filming a series featuring another 90 DF alum, Cortney Reardanz. Apparently, Cortney and Colt were involved, but she'd also been flirting with another well-known co-star, Usman Soja Boy Umar. After his second accident, Colt was trying to heal in Florida, at Cortney's parents' place, but they got tired of Colty and kicked him out. This is some drama, but it's just more of the same in terms of Colt's turbulent love life so far. He's a lightning rod for electric but shady women, including Cortney, who may have used him for a storyline. All of this means that Colt could be heartbroken again, as he also contemplates losing his leg. It's so sad that he's likely in a dark place now, when he was trying so hard to move into the light. Colt was taking care of his leg before he hurt it again. He was trying to make sure that it healed completely. He was also paying attention to fitness, as best he could in an injured state. In fact, he seemed to be moving into a true revenge makeover phase after his split from Vanessa. Colt was ready to claim the spotlight again after shunning publicity following his first accident. When he recovered the first time, he was definitely in a dark place. He's talked about that. Recovery was very tough. In fact, he had to learn how to walk again. Now, he's re-injured and his leg's supposedly so seriously infected that it may need to be amputated. Colt is back in the darkness, but he has a lot to live for. No matter what happens with his leg, he needs to look for happiness wherever he can find it. He may need to avoid certain people or take a break from dating. Exes and other high-stress individuals are not what he needs right now. To get past this obstacle, he should set interesting goals and move towards them. It's hope that keeps people going, and if Colt can cultivate a happy and grateful attitude while trying to get what he wants, he can have a good life. People have gone through the worst things and come out stronger. People have walked out of concentration camps. They've survived the most horrific and degrading events imaginable. And though they never forget, they go on to experience joy, which is perhaps keener because they felt so much sadness and fear. A person can keep their dignity and sense of self no matter what happens. Of that, I'm certain. Colt seems to be okay. in February 2025. He wore a face mask in a recent Instagram post. Colt seems to be doing well, so it's probable that he hasn't lost his leg. If he had, he would likely talk about it because it's so serious. Instead, Colt is posting seemingly cheery content. Above, see the iconic 90-Day Fiancé star relaxing in a sheet mask. He's been looking after his skin amid his recent health scare. In the post, Colt makes a little quip about giving himself some TLC. It's a pun, as he has appeared on the TLC network. Colt wore his signature eyeglasses on top of the face mask. While his post was mild, a fan still blasted him, saying, hopefully Colt was able to laugh off that insult. He's gotten tons of shade, but there is more to life than what strangers think. He appears to be in a positive state of mind and appears to be on a wellness kick. In another recent Instagram post, he is getting a shave. History is written on the sands of time. A chapter has ended, swept away by the whirlwind. One door has closed, but another has opened, and on the other side, Devi tukstosi divdesmit pieci. As he spends some peaceful time being tended to, Colt seems to be really enjoying life. Since he's had so many serious challenges, he possibly finds more joy in the simple pleasures in life. While he's had turbulent relationships and serious accidents, he has survived it all. Now, perhaps, he's more mature and better able to find happiness. Sometimes people have to go through problems before they're really grateful for what they have. As a mama's boy and cheater, Colt wasn't his best self. He needed to evolve, but growing up takes time. Now that he's 39 years old, Colt should be over most of his growing pains. In fact, he's in the prime of his life. The human spirit is dazzling sometimes. Colt can deal with his health crisis and find ways to enjoy his life, whether he loses a leg or not. However, the process will be painful, with plenty of darkness before the dawn. The 90-Day Fiancé star is going through a lot, and I personally wish him all the best. I hope he doesn't lose his leg, but as a disabled person, I know that people with disability have a lot to give. 90-Day Fiancé's Debbie Johnson's celebrating a relationship milestone with Tony in Canada. What about her son Colt, who might lose his leg? 90-Day, the single life star. Debbie Johnson's shocking new relationship milestone with boyfriend Tony is exposing her true feelings towards Colt Johnson. Who is facing a medical emergency. Colt and Debbie from Las Vegas first starred in 90-Day Fiancé Season 6, where Colt invited his partner, Larissa Lima, from Brazil to the U.S. to marry him. While Larissa came across as manipulative and made it look like she was with Colt for a green card only, Debbie was conniving. She was an expert at gaslighting and raised Colt so he couldn't take care of himself. Debbie wasn't happy about having to share Colt with Larissa when the latter joined their family. She was also upset with Colt dating Jess Caroline and later turned enemies with Vanessa Guerra, who used to be her best friend. When Debbie and Colt teamed up, they were a match made in hell. Colt made Debbie supervise his life and make decisions on his behalf. The dependence on his mother got Colt in trouble so many times, so he finally grew a spine and lashed out at Debbie, asking her to respect their new boundaries. Debbie's shocking relationship milestone in Canada told a story. Debbie is in love, unbothered by her son's agony. Debbie is currently in Canada with her boyfriend Tony. In October, Debbie celebrated her first Halloween together with him. Debbie called Tony's house our house, as she showed the Halloween decorations in an Instagram video. Debbie bragged about how she ran out of candy despite having prepared 100 bags for the neighborhood kids. Debbie and Tony put smiles on the faces of over 150 kids. However, was Debbie ignoring her son in the process so her fairy tale moment with Tony wouldn't be ruined? A year ago, Debbie was crying on Instagram about how she had messed up her Canada move. She needed an immigration lawyer, preferably pro bono, who could help her get permanent residency in Canada. Debbie was denied entry at the border in January and claimed she was given the wrong information about her residency filing. She was sent back to Las Vegas and asked her fans to send prayers. Debbie wanted fans to feel bad that she wasn't allowed to be with her boyfriend, despite having found love in her 70s. However, Debbie is not posting anything about her son Colt, who is now facing amputation. Debbie hasn't asked fans to send any prayers for her dear son. Colt might lose the ability to walk forever after facing 2 back-to-back injuries on the same leg in just 2 years. Still, his mom is only keen on making sure her first Halloween in Canada is a success. It seems the overprotective mom stance Debbie took on 90 Day Fiancé may have been an act. Debbie and Colt may be estranged. Debbie hasn't addressed Colt's injury at all. When Colt injured his leg while filming 90 Day The Last Resort in December 2022, it was Vanessa who became his caretaker, even though they were on the verge of breaking up. Colt was bedridden for weeks and underwent multiple surgeries so he could get back on his feet. Vanessa stayed by Colt's side for a year until he recovered. When Vanessa left, Colt tried to make a franchise comeback and flew to Mexico to film 90 Day House, where he met Cortney Reardanz. Cortney took Colt to her house in Florida, where she began caring for him. Why wasn't it Debbie who always took Colt under her wing? Especially considering the injury Colt suffered was so gruesome he almost died. Colt's leg is supposedly so infected there's almost no chance of it healing. Debbie used to spoil Colt as if he were a toddler when he was marrying Larissa. She fed him, washed his utensils and laundry, and even drove him to work. But she's become so heartless now, and Colt is thinking of moving to Brazil amid money problems and trouble with the IRS. Is Debbie losing herself in her relationship? Colt is trying to mend his relationship with Debbie. Why is she being difficult? Colt and Debbie were estranged after it became clear to the 90 Day The Single Life star that his mother was the reason his romantic relationships were failing. Colt disapproved of Debbie's relationship with Tony. The mom and son mostly kept in touch via text messages. However, Colt was visiting Debbie and Tony in Canada in September via 90 Day Fiancé update, suggesting they mended their relationship. However, something may have happened in September between Colt and his mother for Debbie to now behave as if she hardly knows him. 90 Day Fiancé. Colt Johnson. Allegedly losing his leg won't fix his damaged reputation. He hasn't gained enough sympathy from fans. Colt Johnson has found himself embroiled in several controversies over the years, causing him to lose favor with many 90 Day Fiancé viewers. The Las Vegas native debuted on reality TV in 2018 during 90 Day Fiancé Season 6, where he was in a relationship with Larissa Lima. Throughout the show, Colt lives with his mother, Debbie Johnson, and tries to provide for Larissa, but she doesn't appreciate his gestures. The couple broke up 6 months after their marriage, with Colt accusing Larissa of domestic abuse. They finalized their divorce in April 2019. A few months after splitting from Larissa, Colt resumed dating and met Jess Caroline. He fell in love with her and started pursuing her romantically. However, Jess discovered Colt had been messaging other women behind her back, particularly Vanessa Guerra. She gave him several chances but eventually decided to end the relationship. Colt didn't show much emotion over losing Jess and quickly married Vanessa. His second marriage lasted a few years, but his leg injury and personal problems caused irreparable damage to their relationship. In February 2024, Vanessa confirmed that she had separated from Colt. Colt could lose his leg after recently breaking it, allegedly. Colt may require leg amputation due to unhealed infection. Colt and Vanessa's relationship was never healthy. However, the majority of their problems began when Colt sustained a leg injury while jumping on a trampoline. According to Vanessa, she and Colt were supposed to seek marriage counseling in 90 Day The Last Resort Season 1. Sadly, Colt's injury during filming postponed everything and kept them away from reality TV. Vanessa faced many challenges in her marriage, as Colt underwent numerous surgeries to fix his leg. She no longer felt like she loved her husband, which led her to break up with him. The latest rumors suggest that Colt is still struggling with a leg injury. He has broken his leg twice over the last 4 years. His most recent injury led to an infection in his leg, preventing it from healing. Colt is reportedly at risk of losing his leg and may require amputation. Blogger John Yates recently claimed Colt could lose his leg due to an ongoing infection. John provided additional details, noting that Colt re-broke his leg filming again. First he broke his tibia, that never healed, and now he broke his femur. Fans remember who Colt was on 90 Day Fiancé but are sympathetic. Fans feel sorry for Colt due to his leg condition. Fans have responded to Colt's amputation rumor with sympathy. However, they've not forgotten his past cheating scandals or forgiven him for mistreating his elderly mother, Debbie. In October, Instagram blogger at Shaboodi.com speculated that Colt may have caused irreparable damage to himself by allegedly taking Ozempic, a medication known to cause brittle bones. The blogger claimed Colt was injured while filming another show in Mexico, which caused his reality TV journey to end prematurely. Colt then reportedly rehabilitated in 90 Day Fiancé's Cortney's home in Orlando, Florida. Many fans have developed a soft spot for Colt, but still can't overlook his past mistakes. They believe he's seeking attention and wants to remain in the spotlight. The recent post about Colt's alleged injury generated various opinions among 90 Day Fiancé fans. One Instagram user wrote, "I think Colt has hopefully matured and can treat her right," referring to rumors about his relationship with Cortney Reardanz. Another user commented, "This guy is a benchmark at failing at life. I feel sad for him, but don't want to see him on the show." Is Colt returning to the 90 Day Fiancé franchise? Colt may make an appearance in an exciting new spin-off. Rumors of Colt's return to reality TV are widespread. Some reports hint that he was filming a show in Mexico about singles receiving therapy. However, his unexpected injury derailed those plans and landed him in the hospital. Colt began rehabbing at his co-star Cortney's home in Florida. He reportedly started a romance with her, but later confessed he wasn't in love. Other rumors claim Colt was involved with 2 Mexican women while staying with Cortney. It's said he ended things with one of them and expected the other to sponsor him for Brazilian citizenship. Colt's tumultuous relationships and journey through rehab could provide engaging content for a reality TV show. However, it's uncertain whether he'll return to the show. There is a possibility Colt has joined a new spin-off dedicated to singles undergoing therapy, or 90 Day: The Single Life, a spin-off which aligns with his experiences. He could share his story on the 90 Day Fiancé spin-off, potentially earning additional income. He may also be able to motivate his Mexican girlfriend by offering her the promise of fame, money, and influence. Colt appears satisfied with his newfound single lifestyle. Colt is willing to endure hardship to excel as a champion. Colt has been involved in many scandals and controversies over the years. Therefore, it's difficult to determine whether the latest reports are entirely accurate, partially true, or false. Colt remains active on social media and appears happier than ever. He looks lean and doesn't seem to have any visible injuries. In October, Colt posted a photo of himself working out with a punching bag, wearing sports shoes and shorts, and standing confidently. The picture showed more than just the 90 Day Fiancé alum's weight loss. It portrayed him as happier and more relaxed. Colt shared the picture with an energetic caption writing, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Look out world, it's Colty." Colt expressed readiness to suffer to live as a champion. His post received hundreds of likes and positive comments. Some complimented his physical appearance, while others inquired about a potential return to reality TV. Colt may be sharing old photos to conceal his upcoming appearance with the 90 Day Fiancé franchise, or the rumors may be false, and he is merely enjoying life after parting ways with Vanessa. 90 Day Fiancé. Colt Johnson's Ozempic use caused major injury. 90 Day Fiancé star Colt Johnson made headlines in October after it was reported that he suffered from a scary leg injury. The 39-year-old man even claimed he almost died. Since then, many fans have been curious about how Colt got injured amid his physical journey, but some fans think it has something to do with a medicine he's taking. Keep reading to see why. 90 Day Fiancé. Colt Johnson suffers leg injury. Last month, a reality TV blogger revealed that Colt is filming a new spin-off with TLC called 90 Day House in Mexico. However, the reality TV personality suffered a life-threatening accident due to a leg injury. What makes it worse is that this was the second time Colt injured the same leg, creating speculations that he may get amputated soon. Colt was sent to Florida to recover with the woman he's allegedly dating today. Colt's Ozempic use caused major injury. A TikTok content creator, Sarah Fraser, recently reacted to Colt Johnson's leg injury. She believes that the 90 Day Fiancé star's leg injury was caused by his alleged use of Ozempic. The drug is known to help with rapid weight loss, but it's also notorious for its negative side effects, which include making bones more brittle and severe infections. It was revealed that Colt initially broke his tibia from his first injury and his femur in the second. Colt has impressed many with his weight loss journey in recent months, but some people doubt all of his progress was natural. Sarah even made a wild guess that Colt may be trying to relocate to Brazil and qualify for disability benefits. 90-day fiancé. How's Colt Johnson today? Colt Johnson remains in touch with the fans on social media today. However, the 90-day fiancé star has been discreet about his injury and his alleged use of Ozempic. Many of his posts today are about his appreciation for Brazil and his interest in marrying a Brazilian woman. Colt likes to share photos from his workout routines as well. In October, he uploaded a photo of himself boxing a punching bag, which was also the same month he got injured. 90-day fiancé. Who is Colt Johnson's rumored girlfriend, Cortney Reardanz?